All right, guys, what is up? What's going down, boys? How is everybody been, man? It's been a minute, huh? Been about 2 weeks. Somebody's mic. Let me get this mic straight. It's been about 2 weeks, I'd say. All the traveling and busyness, and then just even some of the issues we were having with the internet. So we are back, and hopefully we don't have no problems. We had a new line put in, and everything was working. Then it wasn't working. I think the last time that we even did a live, it cut out, and we got shut off early. So, and then obviously I was on the road. I think I was in, we went out to the wedding, came back from the wedding, and then I was down in Fort Scott for the Red Bull event. And then right when I got back, we couldn't get it dialed in until the Tuesday after I got back. So that's why last week I was like, I hate getting on here and it cuts out on you guys. So I'm like, let me just make sure we get everything fixed before we came on. So supposedly all the bugs are worked out. AT&T they said there was a problem. They said they fixed it. So, but that's the second time they told us that. So we'll see. Hopefully, we don't have any issues, and we added like this other thing that's supposed to strengthen the signal here in where we do the lives up in the little warehouse here. But how has everybody been? Let's see who is up in here. We got Brian, what up? MX Tips, Tommy Shea, Monroe, Eric D, Howard, what is up? T Monster, Big Bird, High Vision, Showtime. Man, we got a lot of people in here. Deegs is up in here. What up? We got the Land Cruiser, Northern Redneck. Man, we got a lot of people up in here. Jeremy, well, sweet. I'm glad. Oh, Deegs. So Deegs all the way from Australia. That's cool. Well, what up? And Mel's jumping in here for a second. You should move more to the center. Oh, my God. She's always complaining. Which way? Left or right? Which way is the center? Because I got the thing up there. Hey, it's all good. Nobody is. Mel's picky. She's like, move to the center. I don't even know which way to move. I'm staying where I'm at. Oh, we got Brandon's up in here, dude, from Motivated Media. So all the sick photos that you guys will be seeing me post in the next couple of days are all his. I actually just threw one up. But what up? Yeah, so let's just catch up for a second because it's been a minute. So let's see. Yeah, we took off. Shoot, man, we took off. We had travel time. We were out in. We stayed in Nashville. Went to a wedding outside of Knoxville, which was really sweet, really nice wedding. Great friends, great people, really good. It was friends from California that left California and went out there. So it was awesome to just see the Chad family. That was actually the dojo that I trained at in California, where I trained there for 6-7 years. Probably 6 or 7, because it took me 5 years to get a black belt at that dojo, and then I stayed there for a little bit after that until I moved here. So Rick Chad was the Shihan. He was the main instructor at that dojo, and his daughter had just got married. So we went out to be with them, and I haven't got to see him much since I left California. So it's good to catch up with them. So that was a really good trip, and Nashville was really cool. I've never really been downtown Nashville, so if you guys ever get a chance to go there or check it out, dude, Nashville is a pretty busy city. Me and Mel were surprised how many people were out and about. But good times on that, and then right when we got back from that, we went straight to Fort Scott, and I'm sure all you guys have been seeing all the posts, the Red Bull Imagination event, that Bierman pretty much it's kind of his creation, but it's next level. I pretty much have seen every single freestyle park around. I mean, for the most part, right? Obviously, I haven't been to everybody's in Europe's, but I see people's. I seen posts, and I know what Jacko's course looks like through posts. I've never been to his course, but I've seen it. So that's Australia. But I've seen Villa's course in. I think his is in Spain. I know everybody's course in the U.S. Rode most of them. The closest thing to this course is Axel Hodges' course. And the crazy thing is, I think the gnarliest free ride course, freestyle course, whatever you want to call it, in the world is in Kansas. I'm like, how did it end up in Kansas, dude? It's so funny because it's funny that it's here. So I think it's cool. It's an hour from my house. So. But it's kind of, it's off limits pretty much. It's not open to the public. No one really gets a ride there. It's pretty much used for the event. and then pretty much off limits until next year they'll rebuild it. But the cool thing is it's done it. They've done it 2 years now, and there's a little. I don't want to hype it up too much because I don't know if this is going to happen, but there was talk at the event because it's been super tight because of COVID and everything. And I think they're just honoring the owner of the track and his property, not to have a lot of people out there. But I think there possibly could be some type of more open to some. I don't know if it's going to be open to all the public, general public. Maybe next year could be friends and family. I'm not sure, but I've heard them talking about it. So I'm not going to overhype it because that might not happen. And then you guys will be like, dang, Feist, I thought you said we could go watch. But that could happen. It might. So I think that'll be cool because it is a really sick event. And even watching it on video, the jumps look big, but they're way bigger in person. Like, there are some gnarly jumps. So basically, if I was just to kind of give you guys a little ballpark, freestyle through my whole career, standard was 75 foot. So basically, if you showed up at the freestyle course, X Games, any Dew Tour, pretty much any event, there was always a 45-foot ramp, which was the popper ramp, the super short, steep ramp. There was always at least one of those. And then most of the other jumps were about 75, and then they maxed out. There would be maybe like a 90-footer, but they maxed out at like 120. We never really had anything bigger than 120, which is the third gear jump on 252 stroke and on a 450. But looking at the Red Bull event, Bierman and these guys have bumped it up a notch. So their range, they're really in between. There's some second gear stuff there. So there's probably some 75 stuff, but the majority of their stuff is really starting at like 90. He's like from 90 to 140. So there's some second, like, cause there's two parts of that course. I don't know if you guys seen the photos on Instagram. There's this really tight technical section, and then there's it has a little bit of elevation that comes up the hill, and then it drops down and goes out, and there's a bigger section. Well, the tighter section is where some of the second gear stuff is, but even the stuff in the second gear was big second gear stuff. It was like 90-foot stuff, and then you get onto the other side, and it's 120 all the way up to 140. So they had second gear, third gear, and fourth gear jumps. So the range has bumped up. With these new, this is like a new thing the way I see it, because when I look at it, it's not freestyle. These dudes aren't out there going trick for trick, doing gnarly backflip variations. It's not really about that. It's really a free ride event where you get to express just your style and your creativity and coming up with new lines. And if you want to throw in tricks. You want to flip something. But this is the cool thing about the event. You're not required to trick every single jump. Because in freestyle, if you miss one jump, you look down upon. If you just straight jump a jump, that's counted against you. If you go to do a trick and don't get it, that's counted against you. This event is not like that. It's more like watching, almost like BMX park or skate park, where guys can just kind of flow through the course, find new lines, don't necessarily have to trick everything, and then set up for like a big trick if they want, or just a big transfer. So it's a new event in my opinion, and it's a different, I wouldn't say it's a different breed of riders, but I think you're seeing all three types of riders there. Which, so basically what I mean by that is, like, there's guys who I would consider free riders, like Axel and Bierman. They're just straight up free riders. I wouldn't call those dudes like freestyle dudes. They're not ramp dudes. They're just more guys who just have tons and tons of talent, tons and tons of skills. And then you have guys like Cole Seeley who are racers. So you're seeing the racers there, and then you're seeing the free riders there. I wouldn't actually say that there was actually like a dude who I would throw in the freestyle category, like if I was just to pick someone off the top of my head, like a freestyle dude of today, like Sheeny or something. Like, I think they should throw someone like Sheeny in there and let someone who is a trick, like a ramp dude, and let him go for it, because I think it'd be cool to mix it up, because you're seeing the racer, you're seeing the free rider, so throw the freestyle guy in there too. And let them all have a stab at it, because it's next level, and there's, dude, you gotta You gotta sack up. I'll tell you that much. Because when dudes like Axel show up who ride gnarly courses every day, and they're like, "Whoa, dude, this is gnarly." That just says a lot about how gnarly it is. And I give tons and tons of respect to all the dudes, Raha, everybody. But Bierman was the dude who jumped all the jumps first, and that in free riding and freestyle, that dude always gets the most respect because he takes the biggest risk because nobody knows. So he built the course, he designed the course. Well, I wouldn't say he built it, but he definitely had a lot of input. He wasn't driving the tractor. But he was the dude who went out there and towed everybody into it all the way up until the last day. He actually came up short on a jump and hurt his ankle a little bit. I'm sure you guys, I'm probably just telling you everything you guys already know. You could probably watch it on I haven't even watched it. I watched what I've seen live, but I haven't watched it. But anyway, much respect for the dude because I seen him all the time. Like he'd look at something and then right before he hits, he'd go, and he'd take a deep breath. And all of us know, regardless of what level you're at, when you're going for a jump for the first time that you haven't hit, you sometimes need to take a little deep breath because, that's always the one that you're like, okay, hopefully I got this. And then you hit it, and you're like, oh, sweet, I got it. Even if you're a little long, hair short, you always can dial it in the second time around. But the first time is always the one that makes you a little nervous. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It is pretty sick. And, everybody knows who won now. Axel Hodges won. So me, Twitch, Matto, and Hogglestein were judging out there. So pretty cool event. And tough to judge. To be honest with you, really, really hard to judge because everybody's so good and everybody's so close. I think we went with and Axel only beat Raha by a point, so it was really hard between those dudes. Axel had no mistakes, really smooth. Really, he played around on the really technical stuff, and he tricked a little bit more stuff. So I think we were leaning towards, like, dude, at the end of the day, jumping a jump, it's harder to jump a jump and trick a jump than to just jump a jump. So if someone's going to jump it and trick it, you have to give them a little more credit than if someone just jumped it because it's harder to trick than just jump. And if his tricks are getting pretty good, he's been practicing. So I think that helped the score a little bit, but he barely won 1 point. It was tough. But I give props to Raha, dude. Dude is sick. He stepped it up at the end, flipped a gnarly jump. Nobody flipped. He was the first one to send the quarter pipe all the way across the gap. And Bierman too. Like, Bierman got third, but dude, Bierman hit this gnarly step down. Josh Hill hit it too, but Bierman hit this gnarly step down that no one else hit. And I don't think TV gave it even justice. And then he hit the 110 gap. If you guys remember, on the backside, there's this 2 double-doubles. It went 90 into a 110. He rolled the 110 and jumped it backwards. No one else hit that but Bierman. That was gnarly. So much respect for Bierman for hitting the super gnarly gaps. But it was super fun to watch. So, all right. I'll stop jibber-jabbering about that event. Go check it out if you haven't. Other than that, we had a class just on Saturday, small group class. Actually, we lost a couple people due, and I'm going to give too much information. One dude got sick. He's been sick for 2 weeks. He's pulled out of the last 2 months class, so he got sick two months ago, and he still ain't better. He's been dealing with COVID, so hopefully he gets better soon. And then we had someone else had a family emergency pulled out that morning, so we had a small class, but hey, it don't matter. I'll teach one person all day long. I don't care because I love to teach. So we had 3 people out there. It was a really good group of guys. The track conditions, I'm not gonna lie, the track conditions sucked. I'll be honest with you, they're terrible, dude. If you guys saw my post, the water truck blew out the day before. So I basically went down there on Thursday. I ripped the whole track, jumped on the John Deere, and graded the whole track. Got it all dialed in. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. I'm gonna go down Friday night right before dark and soak this thing, and then Saturday morning's gonna be mint. We'll go down there Friday to fill up the water truck, and there's more water pouring out of the water truck than that's going in. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, dude. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I'm like, I got to try to make the best of it. So I'm trying to fill it up as much as I can. And it got to a point to where it wouldn't even fill up anymore. Like, it'd get a little past halfway, and I would like stare at it from the top, and it could never get higher than that because there's too much running out. So I started timing it. It was like 5 minutes. When I hit the 5-minute mark, shut it off, run into the water truck, and try to get to the track as fast as you can, because as you're driving over there, it's all pouring out and you're losing it. So I honestly wasn't enough to get pretty much any moisture into the track due to just the water truck was that jacked up. So I was like, oh man, dude, I knew it was gonna be dry. And for people who live out here, you guys probably get this, and maybe if you have the same type of dirt in other states, like out here is kind of clay and hard packy. So when you rip a track, it gets like chunks of like gnarly. It's just hardened dirt. It's hardened dirt, and unless that's wet and it breaks up, it's like riding on marble. So the track was like that. It was definitely a difficult track to ride, but at the end of the day, if you can ride difficult stuff, you can ride anything. So shout out to everybody that came out. And dealt with the track conditions and did really well. And we still got through everything. If you ever been to one of my classes, we go through a lot of things really fast. It's a 5-hour class, but I feel like it goes like that. And I'm trying to get through everything. The goal is to just give you guys stuff to take home and go work on during the week and during the months. So you know, like, hey, we touched on corners, we touched on jumps, we touched on whoops, we touched on starts. Okay, now I'm going to take everything that I can remember from the class and go home and try to work on it during the week and make some improvements, and then hopefully you guys come back or get some one-on-ones, whatever you need. But I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Dude, here we go. This thing always does that, dude. Ghetto light over here. Now it's probably too bright, huh? All right, yeah, look, that's all right, whatever. I look like I'm sweating. I'm all shiny, but so we will be getting, we got some privates coming up this week, and we will have one more group class, small group class again, October. And that'll probably be the last one here in the Midwest, and then it'll just be privates. And I'll probably run privates all the way up until it's too cold to ride. So if anyone's interested and you can't make that last group class, just get in touch with me for privates, and we will ride. I mean, I've ridden all the way up to December to here, so I'm down if you want to ride. And you know, if the most of the one-on-one sessions are 2 hours, and get a little 2-hour session in, and even when it's a little chilly, I'll probably go to December, and then January and February, most likely I will probably travel to California a little bit and get out of the freezing cold. But other than that, I'll keep you guys posted on the date. Tentative. I know I might have said this last time, but I'm thinking October 23rd might be the last class here. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. And other than that, keep my dad in your prayers too. My pops I remember last time I was talking to you guys when I was home in New Jersey, he had went into the hospital. And dude, he went in again last night. And actually, I just hung up on the phone with him before I jumped on here. I told him I had to cut him short. Told him I'd call him back after the show. But same thing, in the hospital, and they're trying to check him out. He's been dealing with this vertigo stuff, and they're trying to figure out why he's getting it and how to treat it, and they haven't figured it out yet. So just pray that these doctors figure this stuff out and he gets healthy, because he's been in and out of the hospital a lot and just feeling like crap, just spinning, can't walk, throwing up, and just having a rough time with this stuff. So if you can, throw one up for Big Feist. All right, so other than that, coming up, got the class. Hey, and Brian, my homie right here, invited me and Mel to a Chiefs game. So me and Brian and his buddy and me and Mel are going to my first Chiefs game. I've never been to a Chiefs game, and he hooked us up. We got a really good deal on some sweet tickets, so we're looking forward to that in November. So that's on my calendar, and excited about that. It's going to be sweet. Even though they lost yesterday, hey, it is what it is. We're playing good. We're just making little mistakes here and there, and it's costing us a couple games. But I still think we're one of the best teams out there, and we'll probably come back, and it'll look different towards the end of this year. It's just looking off to a slow start. But our team's sick. All right, so let's dive in here. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to jump on. I don't think I do, but I think I just saw a super chat for a second. Did I see one? We got my man Adam here. Little love. Super chat. Love ya. My man. Hey, brother. Love you too. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super chat. I'm going to scroll to the top and just make sure I don't miss nobody. But hey, if you're new here, thank you for being here. And if you've been here, hey, we appreciate you guys being here. Smash that like button. Show us some love. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. I'm just going to make sure I don't miss anybody's questions. But if you got a question, throw it up. We're going to jump in. And we'll go for about 40 minutes, live Q&A here, and talk about anything else. What else am I missing, man? It's been so long. It's been a minute, dude. We got to get back in the game here. What do you think of X Games 2021? So here's Jeremy here. So what did you think of X Games 2021? So that would have been at Axel's house. I mean, I think it sucked that there's no fans, because one of the best parts of going to X Games is seeing all the fans. It's X Games, like, you get motivated when you roll up to a stadium like Home Depot Center, LA Coliseum, Staples Center. You roll up and the stadium's packed, and you look out there and all you see is people, and that hypes you up. You've been working your butt off all year, so I think that's a little tough. I feel like athletes across the board have been feeling that in every sport, performing in front of just nobody. But other than that, I thought the course was super sick. I think Axel's course is really technical. I thought the 110 thing, it was probably, some people probably thought it was awesome. I thought, like, should it really be an X Games medal sport? In my opinion, not really, because I think X Games medal sports should be sports that people work for. I think that's a fun sport. Like, people showed up. No one trained for that event. They just showed up and won it and had fun. That's fine. Cool. I think it's great. Axel won an event, and the people that like to ride 110s, I got nothing against you. That's great. I think it's cool. I'd probably ride 110 if I had one too. But I look at X Games as the Olympics for action sports, and it should be an event that you train your butt off for. And when you earn that medal, it means something. Like, to me, I was like, it was almost just like a fun event, which it's fun, but I don't know if it should be in X Games. That's my opinion on 110 event. But overall, I think we need to get some more Americans in the game. It looks like the Australians have taken over in the sport of freestyle. It looked like it was all Australians, a couple Europeans, and no Americans, one Japanese dude. So we got to find some up-and-coming American freestyle guys. But, hey, the Americans are still holding it down, doing really well in the quarter pipe. So, but, hey, shout out to the Australians, because you dudes have crushed it. You can't knock them, dude. The Australian dudes have seriously taken over freestyle. Go look at the rider start list on the X Games 2021. They crushed it. They did really well. I believe Germany took it, but still Australia is pretty much. If there was, I don't know how many guys were in it. 8. I think there were 6 of them were Australian. So where are the next breed of Americans? We got to get some young dudes to come up. All right, so we're gonna keep it cracking here. Let me get that off there. Boom. Well, what up? I'm just reading some. We got Showtime Hustle here. So Mel's saying go left, but the funny thing is which left's left, because it's backwards when I look at it. All right, let's see. Has anyone used V4 Freeze for 2-strokes? Yes. MX tips. These things work awesome on Hondas. I only use them on my 250 2-stroke Hondas, and it's seriously very noticeable difference, and very worth the investment. So go get one. For show. Hey, find some parents actually after Brian. I figured that, dude. He's saying, hey, my Brian. Deegs is saying he's named after Deegan. I think, hey, the funny thing is, and you're from Australia too, I've met more kids in Australia named Deegan and Seth. Every time we were in the autograph lines, people would come up and they'd be like, hey, sign my kid's shirt. This is Seth, or this is Deegan. So a lot of good. Hey, I love Australia, and I love the Australian fans. Australia, if you've never been there, go there, because it's seriously one of the best countries I've ever been to. Everyone's super cool, super friendly. They love Americans. They have good food, and everyone speaks English. It's like it reminds me of California, but not as crazy busy and more laid back, but awesome people. So go check it out if you've never been there. We've had some of the best tours. The Krusty tours in Australia were the best tours probably of all time. I look back on the craziest tours and the most wildest fans for Australia. Faux show. Tyler Bierman put too much work. Yep. Bierman is sick. Definitely agreeing with Tommy Shea. Yeah, you're right. Reading some of your comments here. All right, so if you have a question here, I know I didn't mention it. The guys who come here week after week know this. Throw some question marks up after your question, so I don't scroll by it, because sometimes I'll think it's just a comment. I'll miss it. Touche said he was kicking it with Kobe over the weekend. Raha. All right, so yes, I'm going. So Brandon is saying go check out the new layout in Merwin. So we're going. Brian's going here. Yep, everybody's going. We're all going to be there. So let's get some more photos, dude. Motivated Media takes 6 photos. Go look at his quality, dude. Next level. They're crispy. I like it when I can blow it up with my fingers and it's not, there's no haze. It's just crispy. And that's how his photos are. That's when you know people know how to shoot photos. His are on point. Crispy photos. All right. Let's see. Yeah, vertigo is horrible. That is true. Big Feist needs some healing, man. He's getting jacked up lately. Saw you at the 2000. Oh yeah, so Aussie here. So here, Mark, another Aussie here, says saw you at the 2012 tour. So that would have been a crusty tour, yeah. So, dude, how were them tours, right? Next level, crazy, the funnest tours ever, and we just had a fun group of guys on tour. Oops. What city was that? Which one was that? Because we did Brisbane. We did Sydney. We did Adelaide. Adelaide, last they say it. We even did like Perth. I know that's like Western Australia. Brizzy, mate. That's what they used to call it. But I'm trying to think, man. We used to hit this steakhouse, and I think was it in Manly Bay? I can't remember the name of it. Ribs and Rump? Does that sound familiar? Is that an Australian steakhouse? Ribs and Rump? Or am I making things up? But let me know if you know where I'm talking. So he's saying Melbourne. So that's where my boy Luke Urek is from. So Melbourne, I like it there. I spent some time there. Yeah, motivated media saying quality is key. True that. All right, man. So we got some time. Yeah, if you got a did I miss anybody's questions here? If I missed anything, let's see. So check this out. If anybody knows why is this not coming up? Here we go. CSF leak. So this is for Big Feist. Have doctors look into a CSF leak. CSF. All right, so I'm calling Big Feist after this, and I'm wondering if he said he was having headaches. I know he's spinning like crazy. He said like he'll get so sick he can't even. Yeah, he can't even get going. All right, here we got Adam here with a little question. He says, do you remember going to Pomona Speedway with... Wait, so with Setu? You mean, what is Setu? Setu, and everybody doing stunts and singing. Do you remember going to Pomona Speedway? So Pomona Speedway. What is Setu? Fill me in. Oh, Seth. I was going to guess that's what it meant. With Sethro. All right, do I remember going to Pomona Speedway with Sethro, everyone doing stunts? And so the Pomona Speedway, I do. So the Pomona Speedway, that event was called the LXD event. That event was actually one of our favorite events. They paid really good there, and they had a really gnarly course every year. But yeah, I totally remember that. We went there every year. That was a good one. And speaking of Seth, Seth's still doing good, dude. And I got a chance. So remember when he blew his face off? I got a chance to do so. I filled in for him. So basically, when Seth crashed at Sink's house and blew his face off and had that gnarly surgery, I was living with him. So basically, Hart bought a house. Me and Hart lived together for a minute. Hart decided to move back to Vegas. Seth moved into Hart's house. So me and Seth rented Hart's house from him when Hart went back to Vegas. And then Seth crashed, got jacked up, and he had a contract to do some jumps. And he was like, dude, he's like, can you fill in with me so I don't lose this deal? Because I can't ride right now. And he's like, I'll pay you a portion just so I can still get paid too, because I'm hurt. I don't want to lose out on this deal. So I got to fill in for him, which was really cool because I never really got to do anything like that before. So I jumped down in San Diego. I almost want to say it was like a monster truck show maybe. But anyway, I jumped a bunch of cars. It was like a fourth gear hit. It wasn't like crazy big, but it was still like 150 maybe. It was pretty sick. Fourth gear. 252 stroke. And then I jumped to one other spot for him. But pretty cool memory, just filling in for. So I was basically something. They didn't say it was me. I almost feel like they were acting like it was him. I rode his bike, dressed in all black, and sent the ramp. Full Knievel style, dude. His ramp was like super, super long. I just remember it being super long and super mellow, and you just hit it really fast. But the cool thing is like, I got to work up to it. I didn't have to set the gap at like 150 and send it. I basically got to start it at like, I don't even remember what I started at so long ago, but probably like 80, 90, rut jump it, and then slowly kick it back. Got it up to where they were happy with it and called it a day, but it was sick. All right, so let's see. He says, we got Deeks here. He says, hey, if I tell Twitch, I said happy birthday. Yeah, Twitch is 40 today. Isn't that funny, dude? Twitch is 40 years old. Wait, I'm trying to get this thing down. Twitch turned 40 today, dude. That's crazy because I believe when we met Twitch, he was 17. He was either 16 or 17 when we met that dude, and he's 40 now. So I've known him a long time. So pretty funny to see everybody getting super old. That just means I'm older, and Deacon's older than me, so there you go. Hey, so tell Twitch I had 20th birthday. He says, I'm texting and driving, and hey, man, don't do that, brother. Yeah, so, all right, so Adam was there. So he was there back in the day, the LXD event. That's sweet because that was one of our favorite event. That was one of the first events that started throwing in the dirt-to-dirt double-doubles, and Twitch was doing double-double backflips back-to-back. Not double backflips, but backflip to backflip on the rhythm. So good memories there. Hey, Feist, would you have old Metal Militia video, post them up on YouTube for us to enjoy? I know, huh? I wish I had a lot of the old footage. That's the one thing, man, it would be sweet. But what I do have that I haven't posted just because I've been like wide open lately, and I know it ain't the most exciting stuff to watch sometimes. That's how I feel about it. I like watching people and looking at them because I like to study people. I like to watch them ride and study them, look at their technique and learn from them. But I have a whole lot of GoPro footage that I need to post. And like I said, I know it's not the most exciting stuff, but I want you guys to see the trails that I rode in New York. I talked about them when I believe I did, right? I told you guys about the FCA motocross camp, and I went up to New York and rode the trails. Dude, these sickest trails, and I have GoPro footage of me riding these trails. Upstate New York, hour outside of Syracuse, gnarly mountains, rocks, roots, everything you can think of. Like, it was fun, though, and I want to post that so you can just see how fun it was. If I had those types of mountains where I lived and could ride that type, I would fully have a bike set up to ride enduro. I'd be a woods guy. I'd still ride moto and hit ramps, but I'd definitely be shredding the woods because it's fun. It was super fun. And this is my thought about the woods. If you ride moto, like, dude, go. If you have the ability to ride trails because you can learn so much balance, hip control, on the balls of your feet, moving the bike. Like, it's such good cross training for moto, and it's fun. And you ride for hours. I rode so long, I ran out of gas. We were out there for hours. Like, go train so you can ride for hours, and you can go do your 5 laps, 6 laps, 7 laps. It's going to be easy. 20-minute moto will be easy after you get conditioned to ride for hours like that in the woods. So, good cross training. I would do it if I had the place here. So, I don't really have much woods riding that I know of out here. And if it did, it wouldn't have that elevation change like I had out there. But anyway, I got that. I need to post that, and I feel like I still have GoPro footage from the FCA camp in Oklahoma that I never posted. So I need to post that. It's just cool motor track, Robbie Smith's training facility, and then the New York. And I have both the moto track and the woods. And I think that might be it. So 3 things that I've been lagging on I need to do. All right, let's see. What we got here? Seth, he says, you and Seth signed my VHS tape the hard way. Still got it. That's sweet. So that was Seth's video, if you guys remember that, the hard way. Pretty cool. That's sweet, dude. Adam, that's OG stuff right there. Hang on to that because that's funny. VHS. I have all the old Krusty videos and the Moto Triple X videos on VHS. I'm just going to keep them. I need to find an old VHS player on, like, Craigslist and just hook it up so I can have them. It's like when I was a kid, I used to find my dad's old, like, 8-tracks, and I'm like, what the heck are these things? Those big old things. It'd be like that when I have kids. Like, check out these things. Go watch these old motocross videos of your pops. Big old VHS video. I'm like, what the hell is that? Raha is perfect director. No, the step. Yep. Raha is sick. I agree. I like him. He's a cool dude. That's what I really like. You know what? I think I enjoyed that. I love when I meet great riders, but I love when great riders are just real, genuine, down-to-earth, cool people. Because I think we have all probably met someone in the motocross industry who's almost too cool or like has an attitude or just too good for some people. Have you ever just met someone in the industry, you're like, man, that guy's just kind of like stuck up. He's not very friendly. He's just kind of like, and I'm always like, I don't see why the reason to be like that. There's no reason to be like that, dude. Love people. Be cool to people. Like we all love to ride. It's like we ride dirt bikes, man. We're not A-list celebrities. So I love that I feel like the free ride community and the freestyle community is really open to being like really genuine and cool. And I'm not saying the racers aren't, because I know a lot of good racers, but I feel like I met more racers that have had the attitude that I'm talking about, who have almost seen. I've sat next to someone I'm not going to throw them under the bus. I sat next to someone at an autograph signing, sat right next to me, never looked at me, never made eye contact, never even acknowledged me the entire time we signed autographs. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm right here. Like, what's up, dude? We both ride dirt bikes. Like, you make a living at it, I make a living. You might do laps, I do tricks, but hey, nothing but respect. Wouldn't even acknowledge me. I'm like, it bothered me so bad, dude. I'm like, why does this dude think he's that sweet? It's almost like when you see dudes in the gym. I see people in the gym like that. Like, I see you every day. I'm in here every day too. I might be scrawny and skinny, but I train just as hard as you. You're in here every day. I see you every day. And then they walk and they look through you and they too hard, too cool to acknowledge that you're there. I'm like, come on, dude. You ain't that swole, bro. But that's how some people get, dude. And it is what it is. Hopefully, I don't know what the deal is. I've never been like that. And I like being around people who aren't like that. And when I see people like that, nothing I can do for them, but like, hopefully someday you just lighten up. Lighten up, Francis. Because life's too enjoyable and too good to walk around with a stick shoved up your butt like that, acting like you're stink, don't stink. You know what I'm saying? All right. What do you think of Stewart signing with Huskies? So, all right, hold on. I'm going to skip anybody. It says, who's your favorite MLS teammate or family? Wait, who's your favorite Metal Militia teammate or family, should I say? I mean, that one's hard to say because Deegan and Twitch have always been really super close friends. So I wouldn't really like pick anyone over anybody, but they've been my two best friends for the longest time, and then Taka too. Taka's been like a little brother to me as well. So I would say those three dudes been there. I've known Deegan probably the longest, but not much longer than Twitch, and I've known Twitch the second longest, and then Taka after that. But I'm super tight with all three of those dudes, and I had good relationships. So they'd be my tightest circle from the militia. All right. Eric D here. He says, what do you think of Stewart signing with Husky? I think it's sick, dude. Stewart's awesome. I love that dude. He's got skills. So, yeah, I think it's going to be good for him. He's got skills, and looking forward to seeing him on the new bike and see how it goes. And the crazy thing is, dude, think about this. We're about to hit October. Dude, Supercross season is seriously in a blink of an eye. Like, January will be here so fast. We're in October, November, December. 3 months away. The last quarter of the year, Supercross is coming, and it's coming quick. Man, it's crazy. Where'd this year go? We got Jacob here, dude. What up, brother? So Jacob will be out there riding with us on Saturday. When are you going to Manny's house again? So Vincent says, so Manny's house, for those who didn't know, Manny's house is in Lake Elsinore, California. It's one of the OG spots of the freestyle community. Manny's super cool dude. He had the big dog fifth gear hit. Did Seth jump it first? Who jumped it first? But me and Twitch and Morrison used to session this thing. This thing was fifth gear pinned on a 252 stroke. It was big. I don't even know. I think it was over 200 feet. It was big. But anyway, super fun hit. I'm sure you guys have probably seen people jumping it through the years. But me and Twitch, I lived in Corona at the time. So when we rode at Manny's house, Twitch lived in, I think he actually lived in Lake Elsinore. And I lived in Corona, and I used to drive down in the morning, pick Twitch up, and then go to Manny's house. And we rode there every morning together. Me, him, Chris Rourke rode there a lot with us. But that was our little morning session. And then in the afternoon, we drive down and ride with Deegans. This is early freestyle stuff. This is when the militia compound was still at Linkogel's house. We didn't even have, like, Deegan's spot yet. It was So that's why we rode Manny's in the morning and then Link's in the afternoon, which most of the time Deegan was there riding. So, and then Deegan got his own spot, and then that became the main hub. And we rode there twice a day sometimes, a lot, morning and night. And then that's when I decided, I said, man, I'm getting sick of driving from Corona to Temecula every single day, twice a day. I'm saving my money, and I'm buying a house down there, and I'm buying a house with land. I'm building my own course. And that's what I did. And then I was only like 10 minutes from Deegan. The cool thing about living down there is like I had a course, Deegan had a course, Nate had a course, Matto had a course, Fitz had a course, Potter had a course, and every single one of us all were probably 10 to 15 minutes max from each other. So you could go to a different course every day if you wanted to and ride somebody's place. So best spot to be in the heart of the industry and just in the timing of how freestyle was growing and doing in those days. Couldn't have been in a better place. And been in with a better group of guys that were just excited about riding and pushing each other. All right, so it says, what's up, Cowboy Kenny doing these days? I just seen Cowboy Kenny at in Oklahoma at a motocross camp in June. Saw him out there. Dude, to be honest with you, he's still riding, dude. He's still riding freestyle rams. He's still doing it. And then Jimmy Button. Jimmy Button is in Arizona now. He left California I believe he left because he said the school sucked and he wanted to get his kid. He didn't want to keep overpaying for crappy education. So he moved to Arizona because it has a better school. And I think it's much more affordable. And so why overpay in California when you're getting bad education? So I believe that's why he dipped. But I still think Button's still working in the industry doing, he's a manager. So I think he still manages a lot of guys out there. All right, so let's see. So right here, Anthony Murray rides with Cowboy Kenny, and they still do shows. Yep, 100%. So Anthony Murray was with Kenny down in Oklahoma at that motocross camp. So, yep, they are still doing it. Yep, little rest in peace, Lus. Yeah, Lus is the man. Scummy. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Stuff. He says, all right, Kobe is the... Just seeing if I missed anybody stuff. All right, here, he said, I did skip a couple. See, look, I always go a little too fast. How'd I miss Chris? I missed Chris, dude. He said, are you still planning on traveling across the country in the States in Fayetteville? Dude, I have so many plans. A lot of my plans are dreams, bro. But you can't stop dreaming. No, it's on the radar, but here's the deal. There's so many other things that I'm like, man, I need to get this set, then this set. But yes, my plan and my goal is to get set here. I want to get my land, build my track, set up my freestyle ramps, start riding freestyle, start doing schools on my own. I want to basically have my own facility to teach moto and to teach freestyle. Once I get that set, I want to get my fifth wheel so I can get out of here January and February and drive to California and stay out there for the 2 months while it's super cold and teach out there. So that's the goal, but I'm like, priorities. I'm like, could I just go get the fifth wheel and take off this winter? Yeah, I could. But I'm like, is that the smartest thing for me to do? I'm like, probably not. I'm like, you know what? It's probably smarter for me to get what's most important I was like, for most important, I'm like, I need to get my facility here set up and not jump the gun, even though probably come January, I'm like, damn, I should have bought that fifth wheel. Got out of here. It's freezing. But I'm probably going to try to do it in that order. I'm going to keep looking for a facility, get that dialed in, get it all set up so I can teach right at my place. I don't have to rely on other people tracks because it gets tough. It gets tough. I never, trying to find a place to do a course, and I want to have my own stuff. So, and I want to teach freestyle too. So I want to get a ramp set up. And I just miss hitting the ramp. To be honest with you, I just want to go jump it and do a couple whips and a couple easy tricks. So get that all dialed in, and then we'll see when it goes from there. So it could be a year, could be 2, could be 3. I don't know, but I guarantee you someday you will see me in California chilling in my fifth wheel. It's just a matter of time, and all things fall into place. And that's where we really been, because I'm going to be honest with you, we've been looking. We woke up this morning, and we drove out and looked at, it's funny, we couldn't even find it. We drove south. We were trying to find this piece of property, 18 acres, and we were trying to find it. Me and Mel were driving, woke up this morning, took off, couldn't even find it. So we're where it was showing on the map. Couldn't even get it. We're like, dude, you'd think they would put up a for sale sign, right? So we couldn't find the thing. Then we went to another one. But anyway, that didn't work out. But we've been looking, and it's just a tough time. To be honest with you, it's probably the worst time in the world to buy any type of real estate. We're at the peak of the peak, and inventory's low, prices are high. So I'm going to be patient and trust God and just look. The way I look at it, I'm like, I've always been a man of faith, and I've always just handed everything over to God. So you know what, Lord? You're in control. I trust your time, and you know what I want. You know what I need. If it's your will, your desire for us to have this, and be honest with you, we won't just do motocross camps there. We will, if the facility's big enough, I would love to host FCA to come in and do a camp. But if not, if it's still just a smaller little facility that I just kind of run my own show, we will probably still emerge some type of ministry in moto, because that's what we're about. That's what we do. And so we will still be using that facility to share the gospel, even if it's just a day or a weekend camp, kind of like what FCA does, but on a really small scale. So we're just giving it to God. We're saying, look, Lord, if this is your will, you want to give us the property, well, not give it to us, but bring it available so we can purchase it. I mean, hey, God want to give it to me, I'll take that too. But I'm just saying, like, we trust you when it's right and when it's time. You already know where it's at. You already know where it's going to be. And it'll all come to pass if it's in the Lord's will for us to stay here in the Midwest, have that facility, teach people, and not only teach people about moto, but teach people about God as well. So God has never let me down in the 15 years that I've been following him, and he's come through over and over. So I'm just keep on trusting and keep on waiting on him. And in his timing, it'll all come to pass. And the way I look at it, if it didn't, would I be bummed? Yeah, I'd be a little bit bummed. But could I stay here? I'd be like, you know what? I'm still blessed. Even if I'm right here. Even if God didn't up. This is what I look at. I'm like, I thought about this. It's funny. I've really had this thought the other night. I thought, like, because we've been looking. And you sometimes think, like, where is this? Why can't we find what we're looking for? Even if I didn't get it, like, think about it. I had it and gave it up and came here. If I didn't get it back, am I okay with that? And I thought, like, I might not. Maybe I won't. Maybe God won't give it to me, and I spend the rest of my life right here in this little neighborhood. I'm still blessed. I'm so grateful. Would I be bummed? Yeah, because I'm like, I really would enjoy to have that. But, dude, I'm still grateful for what I have. But the thing was, my thought was, like, okay, if I never even got it again, for some reason, I believe 100%, like, I believe in what the Bible says about the future. And I think I'd be God would probably everything that I dream of and what I have visioned in my head, I could probably guarantee you that God has that waiting for me in eternity, 100%. So if I didn't get it now, I get it for eternity. I guarantee you, because I believe that, and not in some like prosperity, gospel type of preaching stuff. I'm just talking. I believe the Bible says. God says, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. I don't even want a mansion, dude. I like small houses, to be honest. But I don't interpret that as a big house. I think that can be interpreted as God has something for us greater than what we can imagine. And it says that he gives you the desires of your heart. There's a proverb that says that God gives us the desires of the heart. Proverb maybe 37 or something. I'm probably off on that one. It might be 34. But you might not even see that some of this stuff in this life. This might be in what's to come. It might be in eternity. It might be in the new heavens and the new earth. When God restores this earth, that's when you might see the fulfillment of some of the things that you desired. And if that's what I gotta wait for, that's okay. Because guess what? This life right here is temporary. It's temporary. I'm already 45 years old. I'm halfway through. So if I get it in the next one, great. It'll last forever. I'll have it for 1,000,000 years. Have the ranch. Had the gate, had the motocross track, had the freestyle park, and it would never go away. So I'm okay either way, dude. All right. You guys got me on here preaching. I got 10 minutes, dude. Move on. All right. It says, did you look at the track for sale I sent you in Tennessee? No, I missed that. Send it again, dude. So Howard's saying there was a track in Tennessee. How did I skip it? Send it again. Let me see it. We were just in Tennessee, and we were saying how beautiful Tennessee was. Or maybe I did look at it. Or no, I don't remember looking at it. So send it again. Let me see it. There's some good woods riding. So Nick's saying there's good woods riding. I have heard. I actually rode a little bit of trails here when I first moved here that were actually decent. So I'm down. I'm down to ride the woods, like it. But the thing was, I'm just those mountains, dude. That's what the wind was in New York. Those elevation changes, the gnarliest downhills down these rocks, uphills through roots and stumps and everything. Looking at a 2000. So Tommy Shea said, I'm looking at a 2014 KTM for $4,000. How is that price for a minty bike out west? All right, so a 2014 for $4,000. I'm trying to think, dude. I always blue book it and look to see what that blue book says it's worth, for one thing, just to check it out to see. Because I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, I don't want to say that's a great price. If that could be a little high, could be a great price. I'm just trying to think. My last bike that I sold was a 2018, and I sold it for $5,000, dude. Right? Did I sell it for 5 or 6? Now I can't even remember. No, I think I sold it for 5. So a 2014 for 4, that might be high. So you need to research that. Go blue book it and see what Kelly has to say about it. Because the last thing you want to do is overpay, because bikes are expensive these days, man. Brand new ones, outrageous. All right, just scrolling through here. Oh, so Howard said it was 15 minutes from where I was. Shoot, dude. Well, dude, where I was sick. 15 minutes from where I was outside of Knoxville, because the wedding was in Maryville, I believe it was called, just outside of Knoxville, about 45 minutes outside of Knoxville. And that place was sweet. Like, where the wedding was, it was just super big elevation, rolling green hills, mountain backdrop. And I'm like a visionary. Like, when I look at land, because I just want to build a track so bad, every time I see land, I'm just envisioning, like, oh yeah, I'd be like, the track would be like right there, come down here, off corner there, back up here. And I was just sitting there daydreaming on the land, thinking like, man, if I own this piece, I'll be building this right here. All right, so Deeks says that when he grows up, he wants to be a freestyle motocross rider. Deeks, how old are you, dude? Give us the age here. We got Big Bang. What up? Kelly says 28. See, there you go. They're trying to jack you, bro. Tell him you give him 25. Just because he went high on you. Yeah, see, don't pay for it. I figured 4 sound high because that did sound a little high. Or did I might have sold mine for 6. I can't even remember right now. But even if I sold mine for 6, that's still 4 years, right? That's still, that's 4 years older for $2,000 less. So, and Kelly's saying 28. I give him 27 max if it's clean. It says, all right, so Howard says, yes, the track was in, actually lives in, all right. Well, hey, I like that area. Definitely like that area. So Deegs is 11 right now. So sweet, dude. Youngster, are you riding right now? You got the bike? You ripping? What's going down? We got Nathan here from Canada. What up? You need to get a little ramp set up, dude. You need to build a little ramp, get a little setup going so you start sessioning the ramp, get comfortable jumping. If you want to be a freestyle dude, you got to start jumping. Start jumping, getting comfortable, taking those hands off the bars, feet off the bars, start with the basics. It says next time you come to New Life in Colorado Springs, hit me up. So, all right, so New Life is basically a huge church in Colorado Springs. I believe my wife was I think she was on staff there at one point, but I know exactly where that church is. Been there many times. So definitely trying to see, do we have Colorado? I think we are going to Colorado for Thanksgiving, so I'll be there in November. That's the good thing about my in-laws. My in-laws live in Colorado Springs, and Colorado is a pretty sweet spot to visit, so always enjoy going to see the in-laws and hanging out in Colorado. It says, half done with my sleeve. This tattoo thing is addictive. Caleb is killing it, though. Much love from San Diego. Yeah, tell Caleb I said, what up? Yeah, tattoos are, they get addicted. That's what happens. You get one, then you're like, start thinking about the next one. Then that one gets done, then you start thinking about the next one. Then the next thing you know, you start running out of room. Go to Denver. So Monroe goes to Denver. Yeah, we don't really, I won't say we don't never go to Denver, but We don't go there much just because our family lives south. But I want to say my aunt lives in Denver, and the last 2 times we were in town, my grandma was actually in town visiting my aunt, so we actually went there to see her. So, all right, so here we go. Deegs is saying his friends have a foam pit I started jumping in. Live on 5 acres and got metal jumps. Just haven't got a landing. Already doing nothing. Yeah, so that's the thing, dude. Build a really big, safe landing. I have a video on how to set up a freestyle ramp, and that's going to probably be on a little big side of you because I'm assuming at your age you're probably riding 85. So just shorten it up. Put it at like 55 feet, 60 max, and start it there and build a nice big landing and just get used to sessioning that thing. When you get comfortable, start with the basics. Come up the same. If I was to teach freestyle, I would teach it the same way that we came up. No hander, no footer. Right? If you can do a no hander, then you can do a no footer. If you can do a no footer, you can do a heel clicker. Then if you can do a no footer, no hander, do a nothing. Then do a can. You can learn a can, do a double can. Learn a knack. You do a knack, do a double knack. That's exactly how we do. Seat grab, indie. Seat grab, double grab. Once you get a seat grab, double grab, seat grab one-hander. Seat grab one-hander, seat grab one-hander indie. Like you get one and then you can start to add all the other ones. But you always start with the basic one. So start with the can. Once that kicks on, and you can just start with variations of can. Once you do a can, do a can indie. Go can, double can, then go double can indie. Go, and then double can indie gets, or just go back to can and do can one-hander. Can one-hander. Can no-hander. That's exactly how you do it. It comes in steps. You start with the simple stuff, and you just add in the variation. Whether it's 1 foot off to 2 feet off, 2 feet off one hand, 2 hands, Indian, same thing. You learn the seat grab. You could go, if you learn a seat grab, you can go from seat grab. Think of all the tricks you can get off of this. You go seat grab, you go seat grab indie. You go seat grab indie one-handed. You go seat grab double grab. You go seat grab, double grab, indie. You can go seat grab, double grab, rock solid. Like, it's all just variations. Even just a regular seat grab, you can go heart attack if you start looking through and poking your feet up even higher. But it's all just, it's confidence. That's freestyle is all repetition. If you want to get good at freestyle, get on your bike every single day, ride for an hour or 2 hours every single day, 5 days a week. Do that for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and practice every single trick. Do every single trick every single day. Like whatever your trick list is, do every single trick. And then whatever trick you're trying to work on it and do it as many times as you can. And then when you get frustrated sometimes because you're not learning it quick enough, then you don't quit doing that trick. You just move on to another trick to finish out the session. So then you're practicing 2 different tricks that day. So say if your trick list was, I'm just going to throw out some tricks. So say if you got on your bike and you went, and this is basic, but just say you went like seat grab, double can, double knack, heart attack, kiss of death. You do those every single day. Every single day you wake up, rip through that list, all five. And then you would go into whatever your trick is. What is the trick that I'm trying to learn? So maybe it's double grab indie. So for 30 minutes, dude, keep trying to do double grab indie. If you can't get it, have another trick that you're working on too. And maybe it's whatever. You can pick your trick. And then you just do that one for the next 30 minutes or whatever. And then every single day. And then practice your whips, practice your turn downs. And then if you're flipping the way I used to do it, I used to make myself do 10 flips a day. So when I first started flipping, because I was the first thing I do, come out, jump it once, jump it twice, flip it the third time. That was the rule. The rule was if I was going to never take more than 2 runs at anything, whether it was the first time I was jumping it or the first time I was flipping it. It was a 2-run rule, flip it on the third time, jump it on the third time. Because you start running at it too much, you start overthinking it. So that was my rule, and Twitch lived by that one too. A lot of guys did. We always said that when we see dudes start taking too many runs at it, we were like, oh, dude, he's going to psych himself out. So don't avoid that. You know the speed, you know the technique, 2 runs, boom, hit it. So I would start off, come in, come up, do a little turn down, rear out, whip, next time flip. And then I do 10 in a row. I did 10 flips a day, first thing in the morning, and then I went through my trick legs. And then once I started learning variations, I got comfortable flipping. The reason I did 10 a day is because, and the reason I did them first is because I didn't want to be thinking about doing it. The more I thought, like if you overthink the flip, you get nervous about it. And then you're trying to practice your tricks, but you're thinking about doing the flip and then you're messing up all your tricks. So I started with it first, banged it out, did 10 of them. And then I was motivated because I was like, dude, I got them down now. I'm hitting them every day. Then I go stomp all my tricks because I was hyped up that I was getting so good at flipping. And the more you do those flips, they get easy. And then you can, it's like jumping a jump. You could just come out. You could literally get so comfortable flipping. You could come out, wake up first thing in the morning, and come out and go, blah, 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 whop, and make your first jump a flip. That's how comfortable you can get if you practice every single day and get on your bike. But that's what freestyle is about. I feel like that's what a lot of moto is about, period. Like even I was talking to the guys on Saturday about how to practice. I like to break the track down, break the technique down, break the section down. If your weakness is ruts or you want to get better in ruts, then ride the rut. Go through that rut for 20, 30 minutes. Spend an hour in the rut. Ride it over and over and over again until the rut's easy. And then find a harder rut. And then same thing. If it's stadium whoops that you're nervous about or big sand whoops or whatever, then go ride those. Break that. You still do motos. You still go out and do your motos and stuff, but I know it's hard out here in the Midwest to practice like this, the way I would like to practice. I always have my own facility, so this is how I practice. I would break things down and focus on one thing at a time and then piece it all together and still do laps. It's hard here in the Midwest if you don't. It's probably hard anywhere if you don't. Actually, you can do it in California because it's open practice. You can just go session a jump, turn around, session a section, turn around, go. You can do that all day long in California, nobody cares. But you do that out here, they get fired up at you because you keep cutting the track, and they want you to just do your 5 laps and get off. So I know it's a little bit difficult, and it's probably like that in other places. But if you have the ability to do that, that's how I like to practice. Break it down. Study yourself. Get video. Study yourself. Look where you're weak. Make your weakness. You can make every area that you're weak, you can make it a strength. Everything that makes you a little nervous, a little bit of fear, you can turn fear into fun through repetition and practice and just doing it over and over and over again. The more you do it, the easier it gets, the confidence level goes up, and it works whether you're a freestyle guy or whether you're a moto dude. And I think there's a time and a place to do laps, especially if you need to build endurance, but I think you can never overlook practice. I don't think practice makes perfect. I think good practice makes perfect. Practice the right way, practice fundamentals, practice technique, practice every single section of the track until you get better at those obstacles, and then piece it all together. And we're going to be smooth. Hey, look, Big Feist is in the spot. All right, Big Feist is back. We made it. We're about to get out here. Dude, I'm losing my voice now. What the heck? Hey, well, shout out for Big Feist getting home from the ER and spending the night in the hospital and jumping on here. But yeah, man, keep him in your prayers. Hope he's feeling better. I'm probably going to give him a call right now since we're winding down, since I had to cut him off early to jump on here. But hey, shout out to all you guys for being here week after week. Really appreciate it. Good to be back. Howard said he sent me an Instagram, so I'll be looking for it. And yeah, we'll be back next week, same place, same time, 7 p.m. Central Time. And like I said, if you have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. If you had not, hit the thumbs up, show some love, and we'll be back next week. All right, much love. Ride safe, and I'll see some of you guys on Saturday at the motor track. Peace out.